Okay guys, welcome back. For those of you that are new, because this is going to be the first video in the playlist, my name is Tina, also known as Herdis Lee. I am an Illaoi main, not necessarily one trick, but I play a shit ton of Illaoi, and I am commonly found on the Illaoi subreddit or the Illaoi Mains Club. Um, Add me, hit me up on the Reddit if you want an invite. It's a pretty active group, but this is a video doing the basics of Illaoi because I have quite a bit of in-depth stuff and somebody mentioned it would be nice to have something basic. So here we go. You're playing Illaoi. Illaois look cool. Illaoi looks cool. You like her playstyle. You like tentacles. Whatever. You can do some really cool shit with Illaoi. You can completely 1v5 the enemy team. This is a game that I ended up losing because my team didn't want to win, but I'm only 6-3. I've got 32,000 damage, more than any two of my next best people put together. That game had a lot of fighting, but this champion has some real incredible potential. So your basics, your summoner spells are going to be teleport and flash. If you're in a really terrible matchup, like against a Yasuo or something, feel free to take Exhaust. You can take Ignite for the cheese, but for the most part I'm going to recommend Teleport just because it's standard on top laners and it gets you that early back and it gives you split push pressure because you can split push then teleport into the fight. As far as runes and masteries go, you can go just standard attack damage, which would look something like this, with flat armor, flat attack damage, magic resist. If you want to get specialized, you can do something like this. You can do all scaling attack damage at level 18, magic resist, and then I run scaling armor, because this also matches my playstyle. And then from there you can get super into what specifically you want to do in your matchups. You can run attack speed, it's alright. You can run lethality, it's okay, it's not great. As far as masteries go, my favorite is the Deathfire Touch build, and that's running 18, 0, and 12. You have a Storm Raiders option, which this is starting to get to be the most popular. This is 0, 18, 12. And you're running Storm Raiders for the burst of speed and the movement because this triggers when the spirit takes damage. So you can chunk out the spirit and then chase somebody down. And then the other option is you can run something with Grasp, and this is going to be your tanky variety, your damage sponge variety. It has a little bit stronger early lane. So yeah, you've got those three options. If you're brand new to Illaoi, I suggest picking up Storm Raiders right away. If you're having a really hard time, try giving Grasp. And if you're having a lot of fun and you want to do a ton of damage, hit up Deathfire Touch. A little bit of why this adds damage. It's a straight up 5% damage buff to your damage. You don't have to stack it, like Fervor. You don't have to add a specific combo like Thunderlords. It's just additional damage on all of your abilities all the time. Also, you can get Armor Pen in that tree. That's Runes Masteries Summoner Spells. Let's do training mode for some basic combos. If you guys are interested, I have my item set page available on the Illaoi subreddit. I'll show you it once we get into game, but it's going to help walk you through. In terms of basic build, if you're brand new, hit up Black Cleaver. Like, it's gonna be 2 core. You can't go wrong with Black Cleaver, and then go tank from there. Some of the more advanced builds include heavy damage routes, like with the Death Stance item or Trinity Force. Styrax is buffed on the new patch, so that is getting to be pretty popular. But in terms of starting item, Corrupting. 99% of the time. It's just too good. It adds damage to your abilities, it gives you a little bit of mana back, it gives you some healing and sustain because your lane phase is kind of crap for levels 1 and 2, and corrupting is just going to be really amazing. I would not go anything other than probably Dorn's Shield, Corrupting, or Longsword start. First item back, you're looking for a Phage, or you're looking for triple Longsword, or you are looking for something like a Longsword and a Pickaxe if you're going the Death Dance. If you're going the Sheen route, you can pick up an early Sheen, but a Phage is better, just because of the health and the physical damage. If you check out Illaoi's abilities, they're going to scale off of mostly attack damage and health. Cooldown reduction is nice, but not super valuable. I would highly recommend a Q-Max build. There's a lot of debate about what's better, E-Max or Q-Max. When you're just starting out, go Q-Max. Pretty much always. An E-Max build is for a more advanced style of play. Especially like if people are jumping on you over and over. In terms of tentacle placement, this is pretty important. Every 20 seconds, your tentacles spawn. I'm going to try and get tentacles to spawn in multiple places so that I can have 1 or 2 tentacles near me all the time. I don't want to fight away from my tentacles. Your tentacles do damage equal to your Q rank. So the more you rank your Q, the more damage all of your tentacles are going to deal. So that's why we max Q. Q is this. It's a Tentacle Slam. It's pretty basic. It has a little bit of a channel time. W is Harsh Lesson. W is a melee slam attack. And can I go back 30 seconds? I can only go forward 30 seconds. Okay. But W is this. It's a dunk. That's all it is. It is an auto reset, so you can do auto W. The other thing that it does is when you W a thing, all nearby tentacles slam the ground. If you get in range of 2 tentacles, we'll see if I can get one to spawn right here before the minion wave pushes hard enough. Both tentacles will slam. There's a slight delay on it. The next ability is called Test of Spirit, and we're going to spawn an enemy dummy, and Test of Spirit is the most difficult ability to use. When you use it, it's going to pull the spirit of the enemy champion towards you. When a vessel, or when the spirit is spawned, all nearby tentacles are going to attack at once. Okay? When you pull their spirit, they're going to take base 25% of the damage. So early, this ability is not super good. But you pull the spirit, auto W, auto Q is a basic combo. So, hey, there's your first combo. So what you're going to do in lane when you get to lane is take Q or W level 1, depending on who you're facing, and you're just going to look to poke out the enemy with the Q. If they do something where you can guarantee an E hit, go ahead and use that. And then you can DPS the spirit down. That's going to be the main way of trading, is to stay at range and outrange them and poke them with Q, and ideally you want to get CS while doing it. And your all-in is going to look something like this, where you pull their spirit and then you go fight them, because any damage they take while the spirit is out is going to be increased. So think of it like a Zed's death mark. If you hit both the enemy and their spirit, you're going to take an additional 33% damage. That's when you hit both them and the spirit. So let's talk about our ultimate. just gonna refill me on energy and mana. And let's make another enemy dummy. So you ult. What you want to do is, in a small range, you slam the ground. And I'm going to add cooldowns for this. That's what the ulti looks like. I'll refresh cooldowns. So, what you want to do is, you want to hit lots of people with your ultimate. Because for each person you hit with the ultimate, you're going to get an additional tentacle. This is absolutely 100% the most important thing in lane, is to hit your test of spirit and then ult, because that's going to spawn an additional 2 tentacles, and all of a sudden you've got 1, 2, 3 tentacles, and because there's a spirit and there's new tentacles, all the tentacles are going to immediately slam. So, when you ult, when you're getting ganked, you're going to try to land the Test of Spirit on the enemy laner or the enemy jungler. So, you land Test of Spirit, they run towards you, you ulti, and then hentai happens. That's it. That's Illaoi. This is literally the basics of the champion. If you're more interested in individual matchups, hit up my other videos. I've got matchups. They are still in progress of being produced. Hit up the website, take a look at my item guide. If you're doing the basics, just go cleaver into tank, and you won't need a whole lot else. If you like doing a heavy damage route, go for a Death Stance. It's pretty good on this patch. Good luck, have fun, and hit up my stream. See you guys around.